There are, of course, some mistakes that you can see coming from miles ahead. Mistakes that you should have known better than to make. There are mistakes where you realize as you go along that things are just getting worse. I've made a lot of those mistakes in life. Wait a minute, didn't we already do this? I clicked the wrong thing. Be right back. There we go. By the end of the day, I'm positively worn out. It's just been one of those days. Everyone was silent every single time I had a question for the class. Not even Charlotte had my back. And halfway through the lecture, all my notes said were, improvise about Toby and Maria's relationship for 10 minutes. Why would I do that to myself? It was not my finest hour. I feel ridiculous and humiliated and exhausted as I leave at the end of the day. I should probably read this stuff. Oh, by the way, what's up YouTube? This is Arlish as usual. Bring you Let's Play. Don't take it personally, baby. It just ain't your story. And the audio was still annoyingly loud. Kind of. There. Do. Okay, now that I've gotten that. I'm thankful for how quiet the evening is as I walk home. It's beautiful out, at least, so I decide to take the long way home. It's a consolation to myself. A small consolation, though. All I can think about is how the entire school day was. I can't help but wonder if I'm just not cut out for this job. I can never get my students to engage with the work. I don't know if I'm actually teaching anything. Most ridiculous of all, I spend more time dealing with student drama than the curriculum. I think maybe it's just about time to conclude that my life is going to suck no matter what I do with it. I don't really mean that. I'm not about to get depressed about it. I'm way too old for that. You can get out. You can age out of depression. This is kind of... My camera's kind of high up. Whatever. I just sure wish I could reach my students is all. It's killing me. That's all that's on my mind as I walk home. I'm so distracted, it's not for a while that I notice the sound of footsteps. You don't notice your own footsteps? Oh. It's otherwise a perfectly quiet evening, save for the footsteps following behind me. It's almost a little eerie. Slender Man. He's coming for you, Mr. Rook. After a few minutes, I finally yield to my curiosity. I turn my head over my shoulder to see who's there. I would like to bet you $50 Canadian that it's that, I can't remember her name, girl with a crush on him. Well, I just lost $50. Strange. Utterly strange. Both the outfit and because these side streets are always empty, and she must have been following for a good 5 minutes now. I just keep walking. Why? Why did you stop her? Why? Zed. Is she talking to me? I keep walking. Her spirit isn't at rest. Why did you let her die? That strikes a nerve. Confused and baffled, I turn to face her. What? Are you talking to me? I should probably check these quickly. Anyway. Are you talking to me? She says nothing, but nods. Leave me alone, please. I don't know what on earth you're talking about. I turn back and keep walking. Then she responds that I can't help but shiver. Isabella. Shocked to hear her name, I turn around, intent on confronting this strange, creepy woman. But she's nowhere to be seen. Just completely and utterly vanished. What? I don't know what the hell to think as I hurriedly walk back home, but none of it is good. I find myself unsettled by the whole thing to absolutely no end. I end up dwelling on it all weekend. So yeah, this is Chapter 5, Desu On Two Legs. I don't know if I told you that yet, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Deju, Deja Vu. It's really important that, if you haven't started to think about what you're going to do for the big creative project, you think about it now. They're due in 2 weeks, so if you don't at least know what you're doing, you need to figure it out immediately. You can talk to me after class if need be. Check these things. There's no homework for tonight other than studying for the test tomorrow. I'm finished early again. Before I thought it was because I was planning better. I'm reading this weirdly. Before, I thought it was because I was planning better. Now I just wonder if my classes aren't just getting shorter and shorter. That's bad. Alright, well, that's it. I guess we're running a bit early, so I'm gonna let you go now, but please take your time going in the cafeteria, alright? No need to rush. That's all. And I'll slowly start to leave. Then I realize, no, only 2 have actually left. Everyone else is just milling about kind of aimlessly. You're all welcome to stick around in the classroom and eat if you want. Thanks. Sup, Akira? Why aren't you with your boyfriend? I'm about to speak, and then I realized there's nothing I can say with honesty. I know exactly why it's not with Nolan, but I can hardly say that, can I? Yeah, I thought you were spending your lunches with Nolan. Well, he's apparently working things out with Taylor, privately. No big deal. It's good they're making up. Oh, Tish. Kendall? I'm sure it's fine. Better that she stops raging so hard over getting dumped, bro. Yeah, 'cause Taylor is totes the type for forgiving. Let me tell you, bro, I would not trust my girlfriend anywhere near her if I didn't want some kind of drama clustercuff. Kendall! I'm sorry, you guys. She's not very cute when she's being inexplicably hostile towards friends. Lol, friends. Come on, knock it off, really. It really is not endearing. So sorry. I'm imagining Charlotte with a British accent now. Come on, let's keep it civil here. It's not a big deal. People talk to their exes all the time. It's not something worth getting worked up over. Is it a brain? Oh. I'm easily distracted. Everyone turns awkwardly quiet as, I hope, they realize I'm right. Conversation never returns, though. Kendall and Akira just turn to occasionally saying something quietly to the other. Charlotte frequently looking like she might have something to say, but then never actually does. Ariana sits on her own, her attention alternating between her computer and stealing glances at me. I don't think she realizes I noticed, so I pretend I don't. Everyone seems to be more paying attention to their computers than to each other in general. It's the most awkward sight I've ever seen from an ordinarily very social group. But before I continue, I really should check those messages. The indicator's blinking 4. There we go. Should be caught up enough now. Not for lack of trying, I guess. I eat my lunch patiently, wondering if Akira's actually going to follow through on his plans to strike up conversation. Mercifully, he eventually does. Hey, sir. I was wondering, have you ever read a novel called Digital Shinigami? It seems like it'd be up your alley. No, I don't think so. Who's it by? Eriko Yamazaki. Don't know if you've heard of her. Nope. Huh, any relationship? Is she some distant cousin of yours? Nah, my grandmother, actually. She was a really big sci-fi writer in like the 1980s, and it actually is kind of cool. Wow, I never knew that. That's really cool. For reals, bro. Also, it's a lot like some of the stuff we were reading earlier this year. You don't say. I'll have to keep my eye out for it then. What's it about? Well, do you know what a Shinigami is normally? I don't believe so, no. See, I know what a Shinigami is. Well, I might have it confused with some other Japanese sounding name, but I think it's like a... I could just actually go through and let it explain it for you. It's basically some kind of spirit that appears, I think, in the snow. Like when it's cold, it hunts down... My camera's running low on battery, that's bad. Hunts down people... the spirit of a woman who died, and it hunts down people and either guides them out of the cold or kills them as well. Lol, here's where Akira turns into the biggest wee... I know what a Shinigami is and I can't pronounce that word. I have absolutely no idea what she just said, but Akira gives her the dirtiest look. WTF, weeaboo? I'm actually Japanese, you mad, Kendall? Well, remind me again where you were born? Oh my god, STFU, we were having a conversation. Anyway. Kendall just smirks to herself, clearly having gotten in a very clever insult. If only I knew what the hell it was. Okay, my camera's low on battery. I'm gonna take a minute. I'm gonna plug it in to recharge while I record. Be right back. Alright, anyway, back to this. Oh man, so what was I talking about? Shinigami. Oh, right. Anyways, they're sort of a death spirit. Sometimes they just carry your soul to the afterlife, or if you die with regrets, they might try to put them right before they can move on. You know, stuff like that. They're not usually supposed to be that big on the haunting thing, but it happens. Huh, interesting. So it's kind of like the Grim Reaper? Wait a minute, that doesn't sound quite right. Well, it sounds kind of right, but... whatever. I'm close enough. Sorta. Except you're more likely to get a cute girl in a yukata than a skeleton in a robe. Also, nobody actually believes in the Grim Reaper. Yes, because everybody believes in a Shinigami. Camera's still really high. Hope that's good. Huh. Anyway, the book's about a sort of futuristic take on that. You know, modern death spirits now have to cope with technology, that sort of thing. It's totes rad. Keeps going on, but I get caught up on his original explanation. It sounds just a little bit too familiar. I'll have to look that up then. Sounds, interesting. I make the motions of continuing conversation with him, but my mind is completely elsewhere. Tuesday night. There's nothing more in life that I hate more than marking tests. Even when it's not that many at once, just an absolutely excruciating experience. Alliteration! Do-do-do-do-do. The literacy level isn't as bad as some people like to exaggerate it to be. But somehow that doesn't help when you're evaluating answers like, the lady's problems were that marriage was necessary and Cesario's cross-dressing identity mistaken. Thank you, Taylor. I'm pretty sure that's not a sentence, at least not in any language I speak. How the cuff do you even begin to mark something like that? Okay, we're talking about... everything is cool. What more is there to say? What's it? Digital Shinigami, but they're not all that bad. Well, most of them are, actually. Charlotte's answers are at least comprehensible, but that's just because she's writing what I said in class. Verbatim, in places. I end up bumping everyone's marks up so much that the class average is a low 80. If everyone's having trouble, then that means it's my fault. No need for them to suffer for that. Sigh. Sigh Gangnam Style. Sigh Oppa. Do-do-do. This whole Taylor excellent. Da-da-da-da. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Wait, what? Even if he's obviously not interested in you sexually. He's a hard boy to coax things out of. Don't worry about it too much. If he doesn't want to tell you that, you have to understand he just tries very hard not to be vulnerable, except to the people he's very closest to. Okay, I'll be handing back your test at the end of this period. The class average was about 83, so good work, everyone. For the last unit before the independent study and exam review, I'm going to give you something much easier than the last few have been. Sleepy Kendall is sleepy. I know you're all exhausted. So now we're going to be taking a look at some short stories, specifically Edgar Allan Poe. It shouldn't take more than half an hour to read the first. Once they're all done, there's a couple questions that I'll put up on the board to answer. No, you won't. The board will stay blank forever. But they're all very straightforward. This isn't going to be strenuous. Now let them go to reading. I didn't really have any intention of presenting this as being easy, but given the abysmal test scores, I think I need to restrain myself. They're clearly all struggling. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's copy out the easier questions I prepared last night. That's all I can think about. Maybe this just isn't my week is all. Maybe it's just not their week. The class seems as stressed as I am. Well, I never did expect this to be an easy job. Prep period. Somehow, when my prep period arrives, I find myself forced into the classroom again. I've got to talk to that teacher who keeps using the office for frivolous things, with absolutely nothing to do. At least this time, I don't feel bad about spending the entire time checking out my students' Amy Connect pages. Not like I have anything better to do. Although I certainly wonder about the classes they're in right now. I'm pretty sure they should have better things to do. At least I'm not the only one whose class they chat through. Somehow it makes me feel at least a little bit better knowing that. What? This is something I really want to say in person, but, well, couldn't. Sorry, you deserve better. I've been holding on to you selfishly. I like you so much, but I didn't realize that part of love means letting that person do what makes you truly happy. But you're straight. This can't work. I've been a tishy person for thinking I could, and getting in the way of you and Taylor just for my own selfish whims. I'm sorry, really sorry. You should go back with her like you obviously want to. Cuffed up, bro. Sorry. At least forgive me. I just want you to be with who you makes happy. Uh-oh. This is not going to end well, folks. At least I'm not the only one. Only a little bit, though. There's not really much to feel great about it. What the hell's going on here? Taylor put you up to this. What's going on? Of course I like you. Where's this coming from? Never mind. I can see you're ignoring Amy. I'm coming over. What's wrong with Kira? He seems absolutely awful, but I don't know what's up and he won't say. Is he okay? No idea. He won't tell me either. I hope so, sis. I hope so. It's just not like him. WTF, stay away from my boyfriend, you crazy bitch. Okay, the context is really kind of sad, heartwarming-ish, but still, that is... I'm sorry, that's funny. I'm sorry. My walk to school is quiet, as always. Really grateful that I'm not in the middle of a terribly busy neighborhood. I can just take the quiet side streets all the way there. I arrive as early as I normally should. No surprise, the classroom is empty. I get to clearing up my desk and getting my notes ready for class. I've been there for only a few minutes when there's a knock on the door. Strange, it's open. It never happens. I turn to look as an unfamiliar woman walks in. Ms. Yamazaki. Excuse me, are you Mr. Rook? The office told me I could find him here. That's me, John. You have me at a disadvantage. What? Her temper seems short. Never mind. How can I help you? I am Ichigo Yamazaki. I understand that you are my son's homeroom teacher. Oh, so you're Akira's mother? Yes, that's right. Maybe you can explain something to me then. Does this school not have a strict policy about bullying? Yeah, of course. Then maybe you can explain why my son immediately locked himself into his room when he got home last night. And maybe you can explain why I had to deal with his poor boyfriend knocking at our door in tears. Do you just not care about bullying when it's gay students? Is that it, Mr. Rook? Because I am certainly not paying tuition for teachers to be homophobic. Whoa! No, please calm down. She was about to accuse me of being homophobic, and I know that Akira broke up with Nolan, but what does that have to do with me? I'm used to this scenario, a similar scenario, a lot. Just kind of problem going on, you're slightly involved. Hey, what did you do? Kind of annoying. I had no idea. For what it's worth, I thought Akira and Nolan's relationship was extremely healthy and encouraged it. But I'm not responsible for them breaking up. It's hard for both, but that's just part of being a teenager. It's out of my control. Do you know why they broke up, Mr. Rook? No, this is actually the first time I've heard of it. I can think of at least one reason why, but I can't admit to that. She never said anything to him in front of me. He never told me about her messages. As far as I should know, it didn't happen. Then maybe you should be paying better attention. Akira showed me a series of harassing messages that this girl Taylor had sent. It's completely unacceptable. And yesterday, she cornered him at lunch to tell him that, quote, a like him could never make Nolan happy, unquote. And that he was being selfish for dating a straight boy. Can you imagine how hurtful that must have been? This is completely unacceptable. What are you going to do about this? I'm going to ask what the hell you're talking about. She said, what? Okay, that is most definitely grounds for dealing with her. I'm as shocked as she seems to be. That's absolutely appalling. I never thought Taylor would stoop that low. That's far, far worse than I imagined. At least she was subtle in her messages, but that's appalling. I can't believe she... Ms. Yamazaki, you have my utmost assurances she's not going to go without reprimand. It's not acceptable. I promise you, ma'am, I will straighten her out. We do have a strict anti-bullying policy, and I'm personally shocked and offended by her actions. And that's the truth. I should hope so. I just want to make it perfectly clear, I don't want to be antagonistic. Akira likes you and says you're a good teacher. But if I ever hear about her doing this to either my boy or Nolan again, then she'll be expelled. I'll see to it personally. It's not okay. That's the bottom line, Ms. Yamazaki. Okay, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. I have to get to work now, but I'll be keeping up. You seem decent enough. I'm sorry we had to meet under these circumstances. Me too. She turns to leave. Let me get a coin. I can't find a coin, so I'm going to flip this. I'm going to flip this remote that I have for some reason that has dust on it. We'll say that this is heads, this is tails. Heads, let her go. Tails, stop her with one more question. Heads, let her go. Okay. She leaves, there really being nothing more to be said. I will definitely have to have a very long conversation with Taylor. Huh? What? WTF did she do? Tough words for me, talking about having her expelled. I have no idea what that process is like, but tuition here isn't exactly cheap. It would probably be very difficult. Not that Taylor knows that. It's a good threat anyway. I really hope it won't come to testing it. I go back to sit at my desk, trying to get my thoughts back in order. I'm going to have to deal with Taylor later, of course, but I still do have a class to teach today. Nothing. It wasn't nothing. She tried to get back to me by harassing her. WTF, it was cuffing horrible. I start to focus on that, reviewing my notes just to be sure as class slowly comes in. There's Taylor. Look at her wall. Hi, Mr. Rook. Hi. She goes to sit down without saying another word. I guess she could probably tell that I'm stressed. My god. Do you know what she actually did? I know Taylor can be bad, but I thought she was above abusing Akira just to get back with his boyfriend. Rule number 5 million of high school. No one is above anything. She goes to sit down, eventually the rest of the class starts to file in, although I'm really only interested in a certain pair who come in at the same time. Wait, Nolan? Akira? Hi, sir. Sup? Oh, I'm sorry about the uniform, but it's... Relax, nobody cares about the dress code. That's not what I was gonna say. Oh. I heard about what happened. I'm going to have some very strong words with her, so... Nolan, I know you're probably still angry, but let me handle it, okay? Fine. You're gonna deal with that changeling? I can tell he's holding in a lot of stronger words than that. He's probably more than a little embarrassed. He wants to be the strong man protecting his boyfriend, I imagine, but it is better if I deal with it. Easy. I'll talk to her, but you have to be calm. And Akira, next time there's something wrong, tell me right away, okay? KK, sir. TY, you're a bro. Bro? Like, okay. You're welcome. I just wish you told me. I would have dealt with it sooner. I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. TY, sir. I sit back down at the desk, watching Nolan comfort Akira before they take their seats. I've never seen either like that before. I can tell, beneath the calmness, Nolan's definitely angry. I can't imagine how he must be feeling. This must be the most goddamn emasculating experience possible, and I definitely feel bad for him. Hard to feel like a man when you have to get your boyfriend's mother to get your teacher to deal with your problems. There's no shame there, but I bet he thinks there is. It's gotta be painful. Finally, the entire class arrives and I get ready to start. Oh, guess not. She's just a perfect waste of air. How could someone be so bitchy? Before I begin, Taylor. Is what Nolan's saying true? That's really completely over the line. I know you don't like it here, but that's no excuse to be a bitch. Don't you consider Nolan's feelings? Yes, Mr. Rook? In my office, right after your last class. Is that understood? Okay. Good. Now, on to the story that you were all supposed to read last night. 3:55 p.m. 3:55. Okay. That's it for the day. Well, as far as classes go, anyway. Ease up on Taylor a bit, please. I hate her more than anyone, but I really don't really need a dozen posts on her wall talking about what a helpless victim I am. Okay, bro? Sorry, you're right. I'll stop. Guess that's not helping. Just so sorry. He really didn't deserve that. What she did was just unbelievable. Hugs. If there's anything I can do, that'd be helpful. Please let me know. Hugs. Trust me, bro. I will. Right now, I just want to be with my BF, okay? KK. Warning! Do not let your boyfriends near Taylor Gibson. She is a horrible bitch and will emotionally abuse them. This has been a PSA from Kendall Flowers. WTF crazy bitch. Basically. I'm really disappointed. I'm still not sure how I'm going to deal with Taylor yet, but I'm definitely going to make it clear that it's not... That's not... Is that a typo? I'm still not sure how I'm going to deal with Taylor yet, but I'm definitely going to make it clear that's not to try this... I guess it's that she's not trying this sort of voltage again. Taylor's probably already on her way to my office. But before I go, I should take a break and see if there are any new 12-channel posts. Do. Do-do-do-do. Wait, what? Let's actually read this. Hey, did you hear that? Season 2 of Eniko confirmed. I'm honestly not really looking forward to that. It's going to star Kimmy. Pretty sure the world doesn't need a house shoujo magical heartbreaker jerk Kimmy-chan. Well, I'll watch the hell out of that. Okay, so would I, actually. But its toast not going to be actually like that. It's going to be some alternate continuity or something, so it doesn't have to bother trying to redeem Kimmy at all. I call bullshit. Well, how could you possibly redeem Kimmy after that big trail? She's a great, interesting character, but you kind of can't forgive her for that. Dunno, well, okay, for serious though, there's got to be a way. There's always a way. I don't agree. Some people can just go DAIF, die in a fire forever. Kimmy is definitely one of them. What? For reals, bro. I mean, it would totally take a whole series to look out for that. Can't just have it as an afterthought. But it could be all about her realizing what a horrible person she was and trying to overcome that. That'd be a story I want to see. Also, it's not like it would be inconsistent. That's how it goes in real life. You act like a horrible bitch to everyone, you just have to wake up for it, make up for it, and keep going. You don't have to get a stupid cuffing guided story where everything's great and perfect and awesome again. You had learned to grow a cuffing pair. I think I've seen fan art of that. Kimmy growing a pair is really, wow. Okay. Well, that's enough dawdling for me. Time to go. Why is this still glowing? Wait, is it always glowing? Whatever. Hi, Mr. Rook. Hello. Why don't you have a seat? She sits down, trembling. What's this about? Taylor, don't insult my intelligence. You know exactly what this is about. Oh, is this about Akira? What did he tell you? He seemed to be upset at me for some reason, like he was blaming me for... Oh, hell no you don't. I don't even want to hear what ridiculous story she's going to tell. I preempt her, deciding on my approach. How should I handle this? Should I flip a coin to figure this out? No. Angry. No. Just shut up, Taylor. I'm not interested in the bullfish, okay? She seems taken aback. At least now I have her attention. It's about time someone stops putting up with her kish. She's been getting away with it because it's behind my back for far too long. I heard the whole story. With all given respect, what the hell is wrong with you? If I didn't know you better, I wouldn't have even believed it. This is the archetypal, crazy ex-girlfriend story. You're a cliche. You're an insane cliche. How could you possibly be such an awful person to him? Did you just not consider his feelings? What could have convinced you that harassing some poor boy into dumping his boyfriend was okay? Do you just not understand how horrible that is? I don't care! Fine, put his feelings ahead of mine. Let the girl cry, but rush in to defend the boy. I don't care about his cuffing feelings. What? What'd you even say to that? Kind of sociopathic or site school policy? Okay, this one I actually don't know. Remote again. Here we go. Heads, tails. Tails, site school policy. Well, you better start caring because school policy is pretty clear on this matter. Anyone causing persistent, deliberate, emotional distress can be expelled without refund. She goes quiet, realizing just how serious I am. Expelled is probably a big word when your father's paying for your expensive private school tuition. There's a long pause as I let that sink in with her. Well, that's bulltish. That's... So what, Akira gets to be totally sheltered at my expense? What's that going to be like for him in the real world? He's not going to be able to go crying to his teacher for help there. Taylor, in the real world, what you've done is called harassment. Any employer would fire you on the spot for it. I'm being really accommodating here by giving you a second chance, and I don't have to. You could be expelled. I'm willing to do it. Come on. All you have to do here is be a decent human being and not treat a boy like Tish. Is that hard? Is that really so hard that you get yourself expelled for it? She goes quiet. She can tell, I hope, that there's absolutely nothing she could say to dig her way out of this. She sighs, and she seems to swallow her pride. Fine. Right, it's not. I know. Just cut the Tish, okay? I don't want to know what your problem is. But you're abusing the people around you, and it has to stop. Look, go home, Taylor. Just go home, think about what you've done, and then don't do it ever again. Just don't. That's all you have to do. It's not hard. The indignant look on her face is gone. Now she's just quiet. Just don't be a bitch, okay? That's all I'm asking. Don't be a bitch, and you won't get expelled. Life rules, people! Don't be a bitch, and you won't get in trouble. Simple. Okay. That's all. You can go. She walks away quietly, and I don't have a clue what she's thinking. Was I still too harsh anyway? Not harsh enough? I don't know. I really do not know. I guess that went as well as it possibly could. That night. Oh, this is sorry. I think you were just... I've been lying in bed for the past hour. I just can't get to sleep. Wait, what's this? Huh? What? What? Okay, I'm creeped out. I've been lying in bed for the past hour. I just can't get to sleep. Every time I started to drift off, all I could think about was how awful things went today. Just absolutely awful for everyone. Or worse, how I get woken up by these creepy messages. Why, John, why? You could have saved her. You could have stopped her. Next lunch. Why? Has purged her wall. It's going to delete any more abusive comments. Okay, just leave me alone if you don't have anything nice to say. Yes, please. Please be honest too. I really want another person to do that. It makes me feel very happy. That's what I really need when I'm emotionally needy. Thank you, Arya, for being a great friend. Forget it then. Another weird mix of people in class for lunch today. Well, not that weird, I suppose. I feel tired and awful. Didn't get much sleep last night in the end. So, Taylor didn't show up for class. Well, not a single cuff was given that day. Oh, come on. I'm not going to defend her, but she has a lot going on. She doesn't need that. Doesn't deserve that. How did I read deserve as need? I'm sorry, but I can't really disagree with Kendall. What she did was just appalling. Well, I completely agree. Let's not gossip about it, guys. It's been dealt with, and I don't think what we need is more talking about her behind her back. Whatevs. Why? Why did you let her die? You could have saved her. Why? 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 I'm not ready for that. Alright, sorry, if you say so. Sleep deprived and... What? What the hell is going on with all these messages? They remind me of Isabella, of course, and I have to wonder, could I have helped her anyway? Or would things have gone just as poorly as they did with Taylor? And what the hell is going on here? At least the Taylor thing is explainable. She has cuffing problems. And with this, what's going on? End of chapter 5.